Okay, I see it. I'm going to just wait a minute. I'm going to heat my coffee. I got 2 minutes. Minute and a half. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Canada Rate Statement. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the Trading Director at 10-Minute Trades. Please remember that all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. It is possible to lose money trading futures, so trade carefully. Good morning, everyone. We're here to trade the Canada Rate Statement. And I've got a variety of charts up. I've got the gold chart up on the right with the possible news results on investing.com down at the bottom of my chart. And then we've got the Canadian dollar futures on the left. 6C0323 is the contract we're trading. And my net change display indicator, I like it on ticks. So we can just see the Canadian dollar, how it's been moving since 6 p.m. last night. Not all that much movement. Does not really matter, because what's going to happen is this news is going to be released, and this news is going to have a pretty large effect on the Canadian dollar futures. We have a very large trap trade set up that should keep us safe. This is a report that it has moved 100 ticks at times. I don't anticipate that crazy of a move today, because the market seems pretty comfortable that they're going to raise 25 basis points and they're going to stick to what they said they're going to do. But we're using a setup that should keep us safe if they don't do what they're expected to do. Our feeling on a report this volatile, our feeling is we would rather not get filled than have the trade not work. Okay, that's the truth. So I know the stop says 60. I'm actually going to use a 90 stop, because we're essentially trading this without a stop. That's the way we want to trade it, because we feel this report is going to create a move in the Canadian dollar that almost every time we look at it, it will reverse. So we don't want to be stopped out because our brackets were too small. We would rather still get into the trade and wait for the reversal. Let me show you what happened last time this report played out, and I made a mistake, and I'll tell you what it is. So in December, there was a rate announcement. I think everyone was expecting 3/4, or no, it looks like maybe it was 50 basis points. And we had big tiers last time and a very big stop. Now, you're not going to keep your stop that big. We're going to pull it in after the event moves the Canadian dollar. And you could see it only filled one tier. But watch, because this was last month was a little bit harder than it usually is. It was harder because it didn't reverse well. So it was challenging. We had to wait. So you could see I didn't cancel the outer tier. Now, one thing you could do if you have an event that moves like this, you can actually bring that top order down and make it fill. If you really believe that the report's going to reverse, you can fill that second order, that second tier manually by bringing it down. Just in general, this is a high-risk report because it's very volatile. It is very volatile. But instead of canceling that out at tier, if I would have brought it down and made it fill, we could be getting out of the trade possibly. But it just never quite reversed. We took a small loss and then it kept going down. So we just didn't wait long enough last time that we went through with this report. We definitely didn't wait long enough. Let's look at an earlier Canadian dollar report. This was October 26th. And the news had a very big move and it stopped us, okay, because our stop was too small. The stop was too small. So that was a really difficult one. The stop, let me look at the stop size that we used. 26, that was our old setup. So it easily blew through a 26 tick stop. Way too small for this report, way too small. Going back to September, now going to September, was a perfect trap trade. Shot up, pulled back. That's what you want to see with a trap trade. Shoots up, pulls back. Didn't hit both tiers. Bingo. And it kept. And then it changed a little bit, and then it went back down. So that was an excellent setup. But I'm going to use, with the tiers that we have set up, with a 60 tick stop, the price would have to move more than 140 ticks. It's extremely unlikely that we would get a move of 140 ticks. But I'm going to probably use a 75 tick stop nevertheless. Tiers of 40 and 80. 40 and 80. This report has the possibility of moving a tremendous amount. It has that possibility. Will it be a tremendous amount today? You never know. But my gut, they're not raising nearly the way they were raising when the markets first started raising. So our feeling is, maybe these moves are going to start getting smaller and smaller as the central banks, start easing up on their raising. But nevertheless, we're still in a volatile, risky market for this type of a report. So the setup I'm going to use is a trap trade. And the stop I'm going to use is 75 at the moment. The time of the event is 10. Okay, that's already set. Activation prep is 5. And then tier 1 is 38. And tier 2 is 80. What I would think will probably happen is we'll get a fill of tier 1. And then maybe we'll decide if we're going to pull tier 2 into the game or just cancel tier 2. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. Stop is 75. And our tier 2 is 80. And 155 tick move. 157 ticks would stop us out. I would not expect that. Wouldn't expect it. I'd like to see, I'd prefer this report to fill quickly. Otherwise, I might cancel, okay? If I don't get a pretty quick fill of the tier, I'll probably cancel. Because this trade seems to work better when it fills right away. So if I don't get a right away fill, I'll just cancel and move on to the next event. That's the way I'm going to deal with it. Okay? I do think it'll move 38 ticks and fill our first tier. I do believe that that will happen. So, and then I'll come back. Chantal, remind me to repeat this setup. That's my setup at the moment. I'm going to label the trade Bank of Canada. And I'm going to create a template. Bank of Canada trap huge. We already have one. So I don't need to create another one. We've already got one. I'll create one on today. Bank of Canada. Base date 1/25/23. So that's what we're expecting. So the management might come into play with whether or not you decide to bring that second tier in if it doesn't fill it. So we'll go over the setup one more time in a few minutes. Apply it. Okay it. I'm going to check my time sync. Gold is moving on the open. Looking at the NQ on the open. So NQ had a bit of a sell-off at the open, and then it recovered. Yes, at the open. Bit of a sell-off, recovered, selling off again. Markets are down today. And gold has just a couple more days left until rollover. All right, so we're going to check our time sync by going to the website time is, and our time is in sync. So I will say that the city of Philadelphia is going absolutely crazy for the Eagles. Saturday's championship game, big game. Can't wait. Absolutely can't wait. Love the Eagles. San Francisco's a good team. It's not an easy game. But I think Brock Purdy will shrink under the pressure. And Jalen will come through in the clutch. That's what I think. And then who's in the other championship game? Kansas City and Cincinnati. Cincinnati, could there be a more boring team than Cincinnati? Kansas City I like because Andy Reid was used to be our coach too. Can everybody hear me? Are you hearing my mic? Who's trading the trap with us? Who's trading the trap? Chantal, you trading it? Ali, no? Larry, you're trading it? All right, so what we're going to do is every trade room, going to try to remember at 10 minutes of, we'll go over the setting. We're going to go over the setting. 10 minutes of. Frank, not trading it, met your plan already. Okay. Now, I don't use a plan. My personal plan is I will trade these reports. And those are the reports I'll trade that day. And if I make X amount of dollars, fine. If I lose X amount of dollars, terrible. But I'll still trade those trades. So either Bank of Canada is on my plan or it's not on my plan. But if I had a good morning and it's on my plan, I will still trade it. Now, if I've, sometimes you'll rethink and you'll say to yourself, well, I was willing to take extra risk. You might modify what you're going to do if you've had a great day, because you may not want to take extra risk. So it's certainly reasonable if you hit a planned amount of money that you want to make every day. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that's the wrong way to do it. I'm just saying the way I generally do it is I have a set number of trades that I'm going to take, and I generally will trade them. Okay, here's the setup we're going to use for the Bank of Canada. I am going to use a bigger stop today. I'm going to use an 85 tick stop. I'm just protecting against a very large move. We don't want to get stopped out. We feel this report will reverse. Position size 1 is a 1. Position size 2 is a 1. Tier 1 is 38. Tier 2 is 80. I'm using an 85 stop. I'll shrink that stop after the event, as long as it doesn't stop us out. The time of the event is 10 o'clock. That should be your local time. Activation prep is 5 seconds, and I'm trading for real, and I have a label, and that is my setup. Position size 1 is a 1. Position size 2 is a 1. 85 stop, tiers of 38 and 80, with a time of event at 10 o'clock. Charts are on live. That's my setup. Now, don't forget that your chart that you're trading the trap trade should be wide enough so that you see the combine button. If you don't see the combine button, you're not seeing all the buttons. All right? It should be wide enough to see the combine button, the cancel button, the adjust button, the close button, the break even button. So what do those buttons do? The break even button, if you're in a profit, the break even button will move your stop to break even plus a tick. And there is a way, believe it or not, that you can adjust that break even button. This is a secret that no one knows. But in the software, now let me just think for a second. It may not be available in, okay, I take it back, not available in the trap trade. It's a feature for the breakout trade only. So I'll have to show you the next time we do a breakout. So the break even button for the trap trade moves the stop to break even plus a tick. The close button closes the trades, the same as pressing close on the control panel, chart trader. The adjust button, we've talked about that. We don't use that feature currently because we don't put our orders on the chart long enough to really adjust the orders. In the old days, like we explained in our class Monday, the adjust button was a way to help you automatically adjust for a better fill. But the ideal way to adjust is to manually adjust your orders. If we ever get back to the way that we used to do the trap trade, where we put our orders on the chart 30 or 40 seconds before the news, then the idea of adjust was we were adjusting our orders around support and resistance. The cancel button cancels the outer tier if it doesn't get filled, and if you do not think it's going to be filled, okay? The cancel button cancels the outer tier if it doesn't get filled during the trade and you feel it's not going to get filled. It's not necessary to leave it on the chart. You can turn it off, take it off. It makes for less confusion on the chart. And then the combine button combines two open orders into one order. The closest order to the current price would be where it would get combined into. Okay? Let's check our time sync one more time. And our time is exact. And then after this report, we're going to stick around for the oil inventories, okay? We will be sticking around for oil inventories. And then in the afternoon, we'll be back at 3:30 for Tesla earnings. Now, we also have Microsoft tomorrow, Intel tomorrow. Chantal, what you're saying is 6C is waiting for the bank rate announcement. Is that what you're saying? Because it hasn't followed the markets. Yep. No surprise there, right? Here's our schedule for the rest of the day. Oil inventories, Tesla. Tomorrow's an interesting day also. Intel earnings, 7-year note, natural gas, advanced GDP. It's an important report. Now, because our tiers are rather big, if your charts are really spread apart, you might not see them. So don't panic if you don't see your orders. Just shrink your chart vertically. It's 5 seconds before the event. We'll see movement in the Canadian dollar. We'll see our orders come on the chart, and then 10 o'clock, you'll see movement. So we've got a minute to go. All right, 30 seconds or so till our orders show up on the charts. And our first tier is 38 ticks. There's our orders. They did exactly what was expected, exactly what was expected. Now it just missed my tier, just missed the tier. So very possibly our first tier, maybe it's not too big. I'd give it a minute or so. So here's the thing, folks. I honestly believe, now it may fill. Are we going to let it fill one tier? No surprise there. So I'm going to cancel this trade. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. So this is not what I wanted. Our tiers were a little small. I didn't want to trade a Bank of Canada that's dribbling because I don't want to watch it dribble down, 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 down. We missed the move. All right. Our tiers were a little too big. So it's okay. We're not getting the type of move that I wanted. And I'm not that interested in trading a dribble. Okay. We would be short now. We would be short now. But the best trap trades, especially on this report, is a report that fills you fast and reverses fast. There's pressure to the downside. So I don't want to watch it go 30 or 40 ticks because 30 or 40 ticks would be the normal stop. Okay. So I don't feel that the particular behavior that we got out of the report is the proper way to trade the trap trade. And just watching the behavior right now, it would not have worked. Okay. What, Chantal? What, Chantal? No, we would be filled short, long. I mean, I'm sorry. Price went down, so we would have been filled long. There's too much pressure. And we didn't get a quick move. And that's what I said would cause me to cancel the trade. So that's why I canceled the trade. It didn't give us the type of move that we wanted. I did not want a dribble into price. It could still work as a reversal, okay? But it does make it harder. It does make it harder. So that's why I did what I did. And again, I'm not going to cry in a corner if I'm wrong. I'm going to trade it the way that my plan said to trade it. And that's what my plan was on this report. So that's what I did. Okay, everybody on the live stream, I want to thank everybody for watching. We stream once a week. Thanks for hitting the like button. If you hit the like button and you also hit the notification bell, you'll know the next time that we're going to be streaming. And I want to thank everybody for joining us, and we'll see you next week on our live stream of the week. So thanks everybody on YouTube for watching our stream.